Hi guys, this is Daniel Alexander Cannon here on the Supernatural Show, and today is a show you do not want to miss. I'm literally nervous and shaking because of some of the things I've got to show y'all guys today. But even worse, I have to do another show on Friday because of what I am going to have to show you on Friday. If y'all guys remember the last show we did on Monday, it was a revelation of how to fight spiritual warfare, fight the invisible with the invisible, using your voice and the words of God. Put on the whole full armor of God. Okay. This show follows right in behind that. It ties right into it. And this show is going to be, I'm going to tell you what this show is going to be basically about. And I'm going to show you what this coming Friday show is going to be about. And it's all tied directly together. It's all one story. It's all one revelation that you need to understand. Time is running out for us to understand these things. And I hope you stay around and listen to my words. Now, Shannon may be here, my co-host, may be here in just a little bit. She's having some computer problems, but she's trying to get in. And but I have y'all guys here with me in the comments. If you are in on the Logic Before Authority channel, your comments will show on the screen there. Other ones I might have to show by doing this, something like that. But you're also in that comments over there, but my friend. So, and we'll come back to what you're talking about there in just a moment, because that's about what this show is about, a big part of it. What I've done is, over the years, I have told y'all guys many things that come to me through prayer and meditation. And I am a seer, however you want to take that word. Okay. And I can see the things that are happening now where others can't see it. And I can see what's coming where others can't see it. And I've been right when I really focused on following the lead of the Holy Spirit that speaks to me sometimes. I've been right most of the time. And many of you know this. Now, I speculated many times about what angels are, what comets are, what a solar eclipse is, what the sun represents, the moon, all these things. And today we're going to take a look at some historical texts, including the Bible, but not just the Bible. We're going to look at historical texts and cultural information as to what other people throughout time have believed that these things and all these supernatural things that have been going on are. Something recently that I put out on my channel was a video talking about that they're going to go to war with the angels. They come out in Congress. They had this big show a week ago or so, close to a week ago, and they called it, they said it was a secret program going on behind in the government, looking into all these lights in the skies that people are seeing, which I'm going to show you some of those here in just a minute. Matter of fact, what I'm going to show you was recorded. Two videos I'm going to show you were recorded in the last 2 weeks, even a week ago, right here in the next two towns next to me. I'm also going to tell you it is a fact that me and Miss Kim sat on the porch, and almost every night now we're seeing angels coming flying across the sky and disappearing right above us. If you think I'm a foolish man and I come on here just to try to entertain y'all guys with a bunch of lies and deceptions, you should leave. Or if you want to have an open mind and listen to the things that I have to tell you today and teach you today, please stay. Because I'm not here to entertain. I'm here to give you revelations and facts and truth. Okay, so let's get going here. Now, let me share my screen with you. All of us, most of us, probably familiar with this, but this is important because this is tied to today's show, but it's also tied to Friday's show. This is the King of America, or this recoming of the second time, King of America, and this is his coat of arms, and he carries a spear, the tip of a spear, in his hand. Now, you may wonder, well, why is this relevant today? Well, I'm going to tell you. And what you're seeing here, I could go through and explain all of this, but the lions simply represent power and authority, spiritual power and authority. And this is an arm, this is a knight's arm or fist sticking up, and you may notice it looks like it's going through something that looks like water. It is symbolic for water. And water is time. This is symbolic for him reaching through time and catching the spear and having the tip of the spear in his hand. Okay? And what does all that have to do with today and Friday? I'm going to focus on here for a second what it's going to have to do with the show we're doing on Friday. And it's not good. Okay? There is a new John Hopkins planned demonic exercise that they just announced recently. I'm going to show you, instead of speaking it so much, I'm going to show it to you. You can see that's SPARS. Okay. Hello, Adam. SPARS. Now, you think about the phonetics of this word, because there is hidden meaning in this. Okay. There's hidden meaning in this. And a spar, if you look up definitions across languages around the world, a spar is a spear or a shaft. Now, if you look up Trump's apartment in New York City, you'll find that he has a statue set on the coffee table of Apollo. Apollo is the bringer of the disease and the bringer of the cure. That's what he's described as being. I have, see if I have it right here. Yeah. So here it is right here. Actually, right here. It says Apollo delivered people from planned demonics, yet he is also a god who could bring ill health and deadly plague with his arrows. With his arrows, you see. And you may think that this is far out thinking, but I promise you, I'm here for you. I'm here for the people. I'm here for the truth. And I'm here for our Father to make sure that y'all guys see this, because time is running out. We've literally only got months. Now, what am I talking about here? Let me show you a few news articles. Okay. Let's see. We can start with this one, I think. This is from, let's see here. That might not be the best one to show you. Here we go. This is from November 20th. Okay. A couple days ago, right? Well, that's today. This actually came out today. Okay. Says mystery brain disease. Similar to mad cow, kills 40 in small community. You remember the word prion? Do you know what prion means? Well, you will, along with many other terms and understandings. This is in Canada. It says that they've been plagued by mysterious brain diseases for more than a decade. But 40 people have died from a prion disease, okay? What that is something like mad cow. It's where the cow acts like a zombie. He's staggering around. He's dangerous. He's drooling at the mouth. He's out of his mind. Mad cow disease, okay? But this is an article that came out today about that subject matter. Let's take a look at another one here. This is another mystery illness that they're saying out of Nigeria. And they're calling it meningitis possibly, which is again has to do with the infection of the brain, the malfunction of the brain, right? But they're saying it may be this. They're not saying what it is for sure, okay? But they've had over 30 deaths, and the WHO, assuming you know who the WHO is involved in it already in these cases right now. We can hear you, Shannon, but we can't see you. But we might have to just go with that. Oops, there's she's going again. Okay, so we're just going to keep going here. Just showing you articles that have come out recently. CDC issues warning of Iowa resident dies from an Ebola-like. And again, Ebola is a zombie-type virus. Flesh is falling off, they've gone crazy, Ebola, okay? This was from just a few weeks ago, okay? Now, understand, guys, I'm not trying to make anybody afraid because I realize that this stuff make you afraid. What I'm trying to do is give you the truth and the weapons in order to be able to fight against these arrows. What did we talk about just the other day? About the evil arrows that were going to come against us. What did it say was going to come against us? Arrows or spears, right? And let's keep going. Look at another article here. Again, Canada, talking about the mystery brain disease. And they're talking about it now. This is an article from this week. November 15th, as a matter of fact, of this week. Now, here we are, how Wisconsin lost control of the strange disease killing its deer. Okay, what it is once again, it's the mad cow prions disease that is taking over and killing deer. And of course, Trudeau in Canada and him and somebody else discussed collaboration on this mystery disease research. This was November 17th that this came out, and it was updated 2 days ago. So once again, this is the topic that's being pushed right now, okay? But why am I so concerned about it? I'll show you in just a second. This is another article about a family in Australia, and they had a prion problem, gene mutation, okay? And here's another one. This is November 16th, talking about the chronic wasting disease and how they could maybe create a snake bite for it. Okay. I'm not going to get in and read all of those articles. I just wanted to show you what's being spoken about. Here we have it again talking about it, but it's in Louisiana, and this is from the 18th. Shannon, I can hear you, I think, but I can't see you. And I can't hear you apparently. All right, you keep working on it. I'm going to have to keep going. And then they are talking about this at the same time as well. That and this. Okay. All of it's tied together. And it's all tied to this as well. And let me read you this. Revelation 9:1, and the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven and unto the earth, and to him who is him. Said a star fell out of the sky. Who is him that something was given a key to the bottomless pit? It's an angel. Stars are angels. But I'm going to prove it to you, or at least the best I can. Most of you know, back about 15 years ago, I started having angels visiting me. They fly. I've seen them over many mountaintops in New Mexico, flying up in front of me out in the distance over the mountaintops, appearing and disappearing, flying slowly, sometimes disappearing, sometimes streaking and leaving streaks in the sky. I've seen them down by the beach. I've seen them. We're literally talking at this time close to 200 different sightings. Okay. Occasions, we're talking about 70, 75 at this point. I'm seeing them flying in the skies here above our house every night now. Okay. And take a look at this video. Take a look at this video. This is a video from 2 days ago. See down here, it says 2 days. 2 days ago, and this is in Aner, South Carolina. This is about a 30-minute drive from where I'm standing right now. I grew up in the next town right beside it. I grew up. Well, it looks like we can see Shannon this time.
Hi.
I can see you.
Can you hear me?
And we can hear you. We're just introduce you real quick. This is Shannon. She's the host of the Supernatural Show. She's having computer problems, so she's just went a different route by getting on her phone. And we might have to mute Shannon's mic with all that noise. Okay, now it's better. All right. So I'm already in depth so I can't pause too much at the moment, Shannon, okay? So, but what we're getting ready to do is we're going to watch a video. I just told everybody that stars are angels. And I showed them this, and I'll show it to you real quick. Revelation 9:1, and the fifth angel sounded, an angel sounded. And I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth. And to him was given, to him, who's him? Him is an angel. How would you give a key to a planet if stars were planets? And the planet fell to earth. It's angels. Now let me show you what angels look like. In case you don't realize it, you probably already seen them before. And I know for a fact some of you have, because I was just having a conversation with one of you via text right before the show. Now this lady does use some colorful language, but I'm going to leave it on, but it is, she says the F word, okay? But watch. You see those lights floating in the sky?
What the fuck is that?
Sometimes they're by themselves when they show up. Sometimes they can be in an armada, which is a large group like this. So let me pause it for a second. I'm going to put that like that, and I'm going to go full screen for a second.
Shannon wants me to play that.
Um,
Angel through the telescope.
yeah, we can do that, but I got to get it over to me somehow. So now I've got it full screen, so let's play it again. She's looking up in the night sky in one town over from me.
What the fuck is that? Holy shit.
All right. So these bright lights that they're telling you, and Congress is telling you that they're aliens, they're not aliens. This one was recorded on 11/16, calling it a UFO sighting. They're seeing UFOs. No, they're seeing angels. I'm not telling you necessarily because I can't. I'm praying for the answer as to whether these angels are good, bad, or is there a mix, or I don't know. But I do know what they are. They're bright white, round all about. They'll just sometimes come cruising in. They won't be flashing like an airplane or a helicopter or anything else. Anything that's flying in the heavens, even drones, have to have flashing lights. And this one here, let me go ahead and make it full screen if I can find the button. Where did the button go? Why come this one don't have a button so I can make it full screen? Unless I'm losing my mind and can't see it. All of this is a picture, guys, and it was just a few days prior to the sighting that was seen in Aner. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get the link here and drop it in the comments. This is the one that was seen in Aner, and there's plenty of other video of this kind of stuff on the internet as well. But this one happened very close to here. I'm seeing them every night. We've seen 12 one night. We sat outside for a couple of hours after dark, seen 12. One at a time we're coming up, flying up. And they're flying up right up above us, and then they vanish. The way angels work is there's a spark right before they appear. So if you're watching the sky and you're seeing little sparks happening, and you're like, what's those sparks? It's angels that are sitting up in the heavens. They're sitting in the sky. They're not way up beyond the clouds. They'll be down low. They can even come right down to the ground. Okay. Let me get this other one and drop the link of that one also in the chat, so y'all guys can for yourself. But now let's go ahead and let me tell you what. Oh, that's a long link. Golly. Let me go ahead and tell you and show you what some historical texts say about these things. Okay. It was just a week ago they came out and they said that they called it Immaculate Constellation. Constellation is referring to a group of, you now know, is a group of angels. The stars you see in the heavens that move slowly, those are angels as well. The ones you see down here are angels as well, that are flying around down here. But don't take my word for it. Let's look and see what historical and ancient books say about it. Well, first off, we have the reference right here that clearly is saying that an angel fell from heaven to the earth, and unto him was given the key, a frequency, like in the key to the bottomless pit. And this, of course, this goes along to tell you about something that comes along and is stinging man and tormenting man, right? And it does hurt. And it says, in those days shall men seek death and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. This is what's on deck in the next 4 years. But don't take my word for it. Let's look at some more things here. Let's come back here for a second. Be back on the screen, Shannon.
Emailing you that video.
You're emailing me the video. Okay, good, Shannon. I'll get it. Which email she's sending it to?
I'm sending it right now.
Which email are you sending it to, Shannon? Huh?
Oh, Supernatural.
You sending it to Logic Before Authority?
Supernatural.
The Supernatural Show? Can you hear me, Shannon?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Barely, but yeah, a little bit. So you're sending it to the Supernatural Show email? Okay. All right. Okay, now, guys, let's go back to screen sharing again. Let's keep going here. I'm going to define this in the way that I'm doing it here, and then I'm going to do it. Then I'm going to define angels. What people, well, you'll see. What I did is because, like I've told y'all guys before, you have to know the questions to ask in order to be able to hunt down the answers. If you don't even know the questions, then there's no reason to even start looking. But let's see, this question I asked, and I did use an AI. I'm not necessarily recommending you to do it, but all the things that are here are annotated so that we can verify that this literature or scripture does in fact say these things. Give me 1 second, guys.
So, main thing.
All right, guys, this is getting hot in here. I'm kind of fired up. So what I asked here was, can you define immaculate constellation? Okay, the term, because that's what they're calling the alien invasion that they're talking about in Congress. See, what they're doing is they're including the angels in with all these crafts that are man-made, like the TR-3Bs, the big giant triangle-shaped crafts, and the boomerang-shaped ones that they have, and stuff that they have. They're saying their crafts are aliens. This is the deception, and they're saying that the angels are aliens. Okay, and I'm not saying whether they're all good or whether they're all fallen. I'm just telling you that they are angels. The video that I showed you of the comet, I'll show it again here in a minute. But the video of the comet that we just seen, okay? Many of us, including myself, seen it naked eye in the sky multiple nights in a row. I don't know how many of you actually seen it naked eye, but I've shown pictures of it. I put it on the channel, everything. Now, the term immaculate, Shannon, I'm gonna have to mute your mic, darling. Got a lot of bumping and stuff going on there. Says the term immaculate constellation does not have, if you want to speak, Shannon, just unmute, does not have a widely recognized or established meaning in existing scientific, literary, or historical context. Because they just came up with this immaculate constellation thing. It says, however, we can break it down and infer possible interpretations, right? So let's go ahead. The photo you're looking at right there is a photo that I overlaid the letters. It's a photo of two bright white, round all about angels that somebody took at the beach. This is a beach scene. That's the ocean sea level right there. All right. Hang on, my app that I get my slides off of crashed. It'll be right back up. Come on, app. Gotta love it when the computer don't work like it's supposed to, like Shannon was having all these problems a while ago. Let me look and make sure I don't need to delete the application. Let me look at my task manager. Nope, it's not there, so it should launch again. Now, come on, you have to launch again. Let me see if it's up over here. My backup. It is working over here. So far. Hang on, guys. You can see me flipping through. Let me put this up for now. Okay, there's the, well, you can't really see it that good like that, so let me try it over here one more time and see if it's going to launch. Come on, computer, really? It's not wanting to launch, yeah. Okay, let me do it here. Actually, I already showed you that one. Let's go here. I had to have a backup to the backup. All right. Biblical references. In the Bible, stars are often metaphorically or symbolically connected to angels or spiritual entities. Job, when the morning stars sang together, morning stars singing. How do morning stars sing? As angels. They produce frequency. That's why they have keys. And all the sons of God shouted for joy. Okay. Let's go to the next one. All right, now don't you crash on me too. Are you kidding me? Sorry, guys, I'm doing the best I can here. Today is not a good computer day, apparently. Okay. Well, it's letting me pull that one, so let me open this one. All right, so here we have Revelation 1:20. The seven stars are the seven churches. Excuse me. The seven stars are the angels of the seven churches. So here it is again, telling you angels are stars. Now you're going to understand better here in just a little bit. Why is this important, Daniel? Why is it important that we know that angels are stars are angels? Because they're going to tell you that they're aliens and they're invading the earth. And you need to know what they really are. And how to deal with these situations, if need so be. Which is fighting invisible with invisible. Can't hear you, Shannon. I think your mic is covered up part of the way. Still can't hear you, Shannon. Shannon, this ain't working too good, darling.
I'll try to get back on the computer.
Yeah, try the computer again. Just leave it on mute for now. Okay, so sorry guys. So it says here stars are explicitly represent angels. Okay. So it says here is Isaiah 14:12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? Okay. So here it is. We know that Lucifer is called the morning star, but yet he's an angel. Do you get it yet? Do you get it yet? Now let's keep going. That one still won't load, so let's hope the next one loads. All right. Here is extra biblical text. Okay. Book of Enoch. The ancient Jewish text describes stars as angels who obey divine orders, and this is what it does do. The fallen angels are sometimes equated with stars that have left their appointed courses. And here's an example. And behold, a star fell from heaven. 1 Enoch 86:1. And so once again, proving my point. And yes, we've got many other points to try to prove here. And it looks like Shannon might have made it, but her camera's still not working.
Yeah, my camera's not working on one end, but it's working on the other. So
How about we?
Here.
Yeah, now we can see you and hear you.
There's a visual and an audible, right? Hi.
Yep.
That works. On the other end. The video I just sent you is literally the perfect depiction to show you that it is an angel we're looking at as the stars.
Let me pull it up real quick here, because I am having problems still with my slide deal. Okay, here we go. All right, let me share the screen here. This says angel seen from telescope.
Yes. We have full head, like body apparition.
Welcome back, guys. This is Scotty Roy.
Look at that.
You see, you got to understand that things like angels that are supernatural in nature, they do not operate on the same timeline as we do. They do not, like you see the angels, you say, Daniel said those are angels in the heavens, and they're doing, what are they doing? They just float around the same way all the time. Well, actually, they don't float around exactly the same way all the time. They follow a pattern that's based on the flower of life. Okay? And they control a certain piece of the frequency of our world. And I say our world because our world is based on that as well. It's not based on what NASA told you. None of that stuff is real. It was all lies, all fantasy, all the way from the very beginning. Once you come out of the womb, they started lying to you right from the beginning because your parents believed the lies. Maybe all your parents didn't, but mine did. My mother did tell me that God was real, and that was enough for me that she told me that. I believed it. So there you have a pretty amazing looking apparition for sure. Now, do you know, Shannon, did he record this?
It was from his telescope.
Okay, and he's seen this light in the heavens, and he put his telescope on it, and this is what he's seen.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's just raw footage from the telescope.
Do you know if this was of a what we would traditionally call a star that's further up in the heavens, or was this one down lower like I see all the time?
I'm not exactly sure what constellation they were going for, but it was up in the heavens. It wasn't like an everyday thing. It was, I'm going to look at a star, and this is what I got.
And this is what they're seeing. Okay, so they're looking at what people call stars up
Exactly.
way up in the firmament area. Okay, and they've seen this. Now, if you remember, Shannon, the documentary that I did some years ago that we've shown at least once on this channel, and it still is on the channel. I called it something like UFOs, orbs, and lights in the heavens. It's on Rumble also.
Yep.
If you remember the one where the guys were standing on the little hill area, and it was real close to them, and they were standing there just looking up above them, and it was just super bright and rotating in on itself. Is basically like Ezekiel's wheel in one perspective. But there is a documentary, y'all guys can go pull that up, that I did some years ago, because I've known these things. But sometimes when you know something, you got to prove it to yourself to really know it before you're going to come out here in front of thousands and thousands of people and say these things.
Exactly.
This is why I'm being so bold in my words today, because I know that I'm speaking the truth. You know, that armor of God and the belt of truth. I know, and that's why I can speak boldly about this, because I know that I know what these things are. So now let's keep going here. Let's see here. See if try this app on this one more time and see if it's gonna work for me, or if it's just terminally crashed. Let me try it from the menu over here and see if I happen to get it to work. No, I'm gonna have to do it on the other screen. All right, whatever. Okay.
It's today. Today is a very technical, unsavvy day.
Yeah.
But it must mean that we're trying to say something that the enemy doesn't want to hear.
Right. I can tell your audio is coming from one device, and the getting a little bit of echo, but it ain't bad. All right.
I'm sorry, guys, for the technical difficulties, and yet you get this lovely other vision of my studio that you're not used to. But hi.
Let me see where I want to take this next. All right. Okay. Let me pull this back over. I'm gonna have to make it main screen here. I don't have any other option.
Let me just say though, God has his plan, and we're getting our stuff through whether the enemy likes it or not.
Yeah. So ancient Mesopotamian beliefs, or in Babylonian astrology, what they believe, it says in Babylonian astrology, stars were often linked to deities and their messengers. Each star or constellation could represent a divine or spiritual force guiding human destiny. You see, all these things that I'm reading to you, with the exception of biblical quotes, I had no knowledge of this. I didn't even know as much about the biblical quotes back when I first started seeing the angels, and they were coming to me in numbers. Like the one I seen, I was standing at the beach looking out over the water, just like this image right here. It's in the background. Let me see here. Where's it at? What did I do with it? My screen share. Where's it at? No, not that one. Anyways, I was standing at the beach, and I seen one of these lights appear bright white, and I was there looking for angels. I already knew what they were. And it appeared, it was just barely above the ocean, maybe 10, 15 feet. And right as it appeared, it then started to fade. And when it faded, it struck the ocean with a bolt of lightning. I've also seen them above my head, way up high, flash and light up the entire ground like if lightning had struck. A good example of that is in our intro, actually, for the Supernatural Show. In Israel, right over the Rock of the Dome, one came down right above the Rock of the Dome, paused, it was orb, an angel, and then it pulsed, flashed, lit up everything, and then shot straight in the sky and left a streak of white light behind it. Those are examples. Again, whether they're good, whether they're bad, fallen. In other words, I can't answer it yet. I'm just making you aware of the truth of these things. All right, so we're looking at, let's go to the next one here. It says medieval Christian thought. It says during the Middle Ages, Christian scholars often interpreted stars as symbols of angels. The harmony of the heavens was seen as reflective of the celestial hierarchy, with stars corresponding to angelic beings. Okay. Now we know the Bible describes a number of different types of angels, like cherubim and angels, and there's several other names. Okay. So is there a possibility some of this maybe we're calling it the wrong name? Yeah. But these are supernatural, interdimensional beings. Okay? Is the point. All right, let's see. We still got a lot to get to here. Okay, we'll read this one. It says, in poetic and mystical literature, Dante's Divine Comedy is what this book was called, apparently. It says, in Paradiso, Dante described the celestial spheres, meaning those lights that, like the lady we showed in the video, seeing them flying through, in a Armada, meaning a whole bunch of them. It says, the celestial spheres as filled with the presence of angels, reflecting divine light and order. Then it says in John Milton's Paradise Lost, angels are frequently likened to stars in their brilliance and divine origin.
Now, I know I brought this up before, but there is documented scientific experiments where they have taken sound frequency and put it in water and directed it in the water a certain way where it creates an actual looking like a star that you would see in the heavens.
Yeah.
Based off of the frequency in the water.
Cymatics, right?
It's,
Cymatics,
which would be like the original Greek term, but it kind of shows you that not only frequency but water, which they mention in the story of Noah, that the waters came above and below. So when you put sound frequency together with the waters, it emits a light, an orb, and a frequency that is very similar to what we see in the stars in the sky. Mm-hmm. So I just kind of wanted to reiterate that, and maybe at some point I'll find that link and have it posted up so you can see the whole thing play out. But it just makes it more obvious that frequency and water and all of these things have to do with what it is.
That's why I say angels. It says they had a key. They don't have a key that's like goes in a lock material kind of thing like we have in this world. It's a key, it's a frequency that unlocks or alters our material world. Okay, is more like what we're talking about here. In Matthew 2:1 and 2, it says the Star of Bethlehem leading the Magi, the Maga, the magicians, the sorcerers, the wise men, as they called them, to Christ, and they come bringing material gifts to Christ, which I find very interesting. But it says, has been speculated by some to have been a comet, though traditionally has been defined as a star, which would be an angel. But a comet, since we're going to talk about that, let's remind you with a little video here that some of you have seen, but there's people here that haven't seen it, so I need to show it, but it's worth seeing again. Now, you're going to see Comet Atlas in this video that was just, 30 days ago? A star falling from heaven? Okay, let's watch. Oh, and it's got a bunch of other stars, angels, with it. And then think about the video that I showed you earlier that was in Loris of the woman filming these just a few days ago, 2 days ago, filming all of those angels flying through the heavens. Now watch. So now, here's the next question I asked. Are there any and this is because some of you are going to understand this quicker and easier, because you have to understand that Father said that we are in the image of Him, but He not only made us in the image of Him, He made the world in the image of Him, or in the image of us. But I don't expect you to completely get that in this video. But what I said before the eclipse ever happened, I said that the sun and the moon coming together would be like a man and a woman coming together, and that the male, of course, the masculine and the feminine, the moon being the feminine. We all know that the moon controls and affects women's cycles in this world. And what's the coincidence of that? And so is this what's going on in the heavens? Is it like the birth of something? But the question I said was, are there any references to comets being associated with a sexual creation, or the arrival of a spirit or deity or an angel falling from heaven? Let's see what we have here to say about that.
Well, considering that we have on the show shown that during conception there is an electrical life-giving portal almost, it keeps reiterating the whole point that
You're referring to the spark?
Yep.
Hey, it's the divine spark that the Bible talks about is the divine spark of creation. But anytime anything comes into our realm of creation, there's going to be a spark involved. That's why
Right.
in my documentary, I showed and proved as the angels were appearing in the heavens in the videos, right before they would appear, it would be a spark. That's why I say when you're outside at nighttime and you're gazing at the heavens, nice and clear, look for sparks. If you see sparks, there's likely angels around. And when that angel goes to appear, it will spark and then it will appear. But they don't always appear after a spark. Sometimes they just sit up there and spark.
Yep. Yep.
I've seen it many times at the beach, at the ocean, right after sunset. You remember with Moses and like in Daniel, in the book of Daniel, where would he meet the angels at? On the water.
On the water. Exactly.
On the water. After sunset is where he would meet them, on the water. And how about Moses? He would meet him on the mountaintop after sunset.
Yep.
So here we have comets, what it says about comets and sexual or creative symbolism. It says comets as cosmic fertility symbols. In some cultures, the shape and motion of comets, think about the shape of a comet, it looks similarly in shape to a male human sperm. Okay. So it says, with their long tails, or their long glowing tails, have been interpreted as phallic or as symbols of cosmic fertilization. Their sudden appearance in the heavens was seen as a seed cast into the universe, initiating creation or transformation. Here's another reference. Mesoamerican cultures like the Mayans and the Aztecs often viewed celestial phenomenon, including comets, as events that brought renewal or the birth of new cycles, metaphorically linked to sexual or genitive forces. Now, what if they said that what did Klaus Schwab say that they announced? They announced the Great Reset, right? The Great Reset. And this here is saying that they looked the Mayans looked at them as signals of the coming of a new age. The age of Aquarius, as a matter of fact, is the age that we're going into. And what did Christ say to look forward for when his return was nigh? He said to look for the man in the house bearing a water pail. Didn't he? Yes, he did. And so that was Christ, because they were asking for a sign. Christ telling them what to watch for. The man in the house. What is a constellation called? It's called a house. Yes. All right. Next. Hindu. Let's see what Hindu cosmology has to say. It says, while comets were generally considered inauspicious, some Hindu texts metaphorically associate celestial phenomenon with the interplay of divine energies, like Shiva and Shakti, that drive creation. And I think this one is okay. It worked. All right. Another one here. Comets as the arrival of spirits, deities, or divine messengers. Comets as heralds of divine beings. Many cultures saw comets as heralds of the arrival of spirits, gods, or divine forces. And I'm telling you that it is correct. That is what I knew by message of the Holy Spirit via prayer and meditation I knew all these things. I've just went now and looked into and seen what seen what Mr. AI thinks too, and what the cultures throughout history and time have thought. So here is Christian tradition. Some interpretations of the Star of Bethlehem, often theorized to be a comet, suggest that it symbolized the arrival of Christ, embodying a spirit descending to earth. And it was the Chinese who recorded it on turtle shell, scribed it in, and wrote about that they had seen a comet at that time. Not a star like the Star of Bethlehem, but a comet that was coming through the heavens. And I would imagine at that time there were many angels following it too. Come on now. Hopefully that'll load in a second. Let me try loading it over here again. It still ain't gonna work. This is for y'all guys that are arriving kind of late. This is a little video from one town over basically from me where I'm at. On Saturday the 16th, they recorded an Armada. Oh, you can't see this. And now, for some reason, hang on here. Okay, there we go. So she recorded an armada of angels flying through the heavens on Saturday the 16th, 2 days ago. If you look below the video, this was uploaded 2 days ago. And it was also seen in Conway a few days prior. And I'm telling you that I'm seeing them here. As soon as I go outside after this show and sit down and start watching, well, it's kind of cloudy tonight. Sometimes they'll come in under the clouds too. So we'll see if I see any tonight or not. But they're out there.
This is what makes me curious as to if they're trying to cloud seed our sky here in Southern California more than they are in other parts of our nation, because these things aren't as available to see out here. I mean, this is not just the only time I can say this has happened, but I mean, all over the nation, there's been many anomalies with the moon, the sky, all kinds of things, but it's a lot harder to catch here in Southern California. And I know that they cloud seed like no other out here. And I'm just curious if any other state or any other place in the nation has the same issue that I do, where we don't get to see as much in the sky as we should. Although I have caught a few things, but
Dan has been saying that it's been cloudy like pretty much every single night in Tennessee.
Exactly. Out here,
he said for like a month and a half.
Yeah. Out here, it's absolutely insane. We'll have one clear, open day, no clouds, and then the next moment, it's full of all kinds of cloud seeding with many different, patterns that are not normal. So,
in all the research I've done, I looked at the possibility of what the going dark twice means. I looked at the heliotrope skies. I looked, because we've all been seeing these heliotrope purple looking skies at nighttime. It's all tied symbolically, letting us know what time it is.
Right.
Okay. And no, I can't say I know exactly what time it is, but I know the season. I know what season we're in. Let's see if I can
I'm
get.
just curious as to if there are certain areas here in the nation that the sky is a little more covered, so we can't, see what's really there.
Right.
You know.
It is what it is. We'll have to keep looking the best we can. Here's another reference. This is from Revelation. This is Revelation 8:10. And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as if it were a lamp. Okay, so now we have the reference again, just like I showed you in Revelation, what was it, 10 or something like that. Let me see. Revelation 9:1, where the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven, and to him, meaning the star, meaning the angel, was given a key, meaning frequency, to the bottomless pit. And in this one, it's talking about the same thing. When you see these things in the heavens, you now should know what you're looking at and no longer be deceived, because they're going to try to make out like these angels are aliens and attacking and doing all kinds of things, and they're the ones that's going to be doing the attacking, and they'll be blaming it on the angels. Now, I ain't saying that there ain't some possibility of what the angels might do, but angels, they're not going to be responsible exactly for the majority of the bad things that'll be going on. It's going to be the men, the sons of perdition. They're the ones that's going to be responsible for all these terrible things. Just like I was explaining to you at the beginning of the show, the man that holds the tip of the spear, and the name of what's the name of the planned demonic coming out? It's called. Let me pull it back up so I can show it to you again. It's called spars. And spars is very near. And spar, definition-wise, it means a spear.
Yes.
And so what are they telling us? Well, it's the man that's got the spear in his hand that lives in the golden castle that has the statue of Apollo standing on his table with a spear in his hand, and the images of him on the ceiling and the murals on the ceiling riding the horses, something of great power, some symbolism behind the horse. And so this is where it's all going to come from. Spars, just so happens, is supposedly supposed to run from the time that Mr. T takes office until 2028. So we're going to get 4 years of this show, which is going to be the back half, hopefully, of tribulation. All right, let's see what else we got here that I can show y'all guys. This was worth reading as well, I think. Again, talking about sexual or creative myths in other cultures. We're talking about the manifestation of the Antichrist, basically, and the fallen angels coming down again with him, with Satan, basically. But the Antichrist, the son of Satan, which is the opposite mirror image of Christ, God's son, the image of himself, that he sent here to save us. And he's still here to save us. But you have to know the truth. Greek mythology, while comets are not explicitly described celestial phenomena in general, were often tied to the actions of gods and of the creation of life. For instance, the descent of Zeus in various forms. Now understand, they call it Zeus here, but you would also call it Satan. Okay, they give all these different names in all the cultures to the same things. It says Zeus in various forms. Lightning. And what did Zeus do? He was lightning. Right? That's even what we know is from their nonsense, right? So, lightning, celestial phenomenon to impregnate mortal women, aligns with metaphorically with ideas associated with comets as harbingers of creation. We're in a new time, or the very end of the last time, but we will be going into the new time. All this will pass away. Let's see here, Polynesian and Oceanic. Let's, I'm looking for a couple of specific ones. I'll read this one real quick. So this is creation or Norse mythology. In Norse legends, comets could represent fiery messengers or signals of Ragnarok, the end of the world. Okay, followed by the rebirth of creation, kind of like what I just said. While not explicitly sexual, this ties to comets to the cycles of destruction and creation. This is literary allusions or references. This is from the book called John Milton's Paradise Lost. Said Milton frequently describes celestial phenomenon, including comets, as symbols of fallen angels, which is what I feel that comet was, and being followed with its angels. So the comet was a particularly high deity comet. I mean, you can decide for yourself which one. As symbols of fallen angels or foreboding messages. The comets weep o'er nations doomed to fall. And where is this nation at? What is it being shown to be like right now? Well, yes, Mr. T's back in office, so he's going to make everything great again. But what did he do last time in office? Well, he says he wasn't able to do what he needed to do because the plan demonic came along. So it got in the way of the things he was doing, right? We had the plan demonic. All right. Let's see what else I got here. I'll just read this one. It says, comets have long been associated with themes of creations, sexuality, spiritual rivals, and even the fall of divine beings like angels. Their dramatic and unpredictable appearances evoked profound awe and speculation, leading cultures to interpret them as both destructive and generative forces, messengers of God or gods, symbols of cosmic fertility, or harbingers or spiritual transformation. All right. How about this one? So again, questions. What would it mean if a comet was seen with multiple other stars following it through the heavens? The appearance of a comet with multiple stars seemingly following it through the heavens would have been an extraordinary sight and likely interpreted with profound symbolic, spiritual, and mystical significance in various cultures and traditions. Below is the list. So let me pull up the first one of those. A divine procession or celestial army. Christian tradition. In Christian eschatology, such a sight might be interpreted as a procession of angels or heavenly beings, led by a divine messenger or spirit. The comet could symbolize a herald or leader with the following stars, representing a celestial host accompaniment. Revelation 19:14 describes a heavenly army following Christ, which could metaphorically align with such imagery. The Star of Bethlehem leading the Magi or the Maga could be compared to a celestial leader being followed. Islamic belief. In Islamic cosmology, celestial phenomena like comets are sometimes associated with angels or heavenly forces. A comet leading stars might symbolize a divine assembly or the arrival of spiritual forces. And that's what we have. That is what is going on. That is what all of these things are tied to. And if you didn't see Monday's show about how to deal with the spiritual spears that are literally going to be coming after us, darts from the enemy, did the darts come after people 4 years ago? Yes, they did. Big time. The darts, the spears, the needles.
I just want to interject something real quick. Today I dealt with a situation that really hurt me in just a very deep way. And I want to reiterate how both sides are really playing at you. It's all spell casting. It's all to get you one way or the other. And I just want to say, I know Dan isn't here, our amazing prayer warrior, but I want to send out a prayer to all of those who truly believe that taking their own lives is the way to fix things. I want you to know, no matter what way or the other they're playing you, and to make sure you understand this is a spiritual warfare. It is not all physical, but it is definitely affecting the physical realm. And I want to pray for all of those who feel that they don't have any other choice, because I promise you, Jesus loves you no matter what. Jesus hung out with all of the people that society cast away because they are still redeemable. They are still people who deserve to be with God in the end, because Jesus sacrificed everything that we would know that. So please, no matter what side of the spectrum you are on, just know that Jesus is with you. And there is no reason to take your life because of one way or the other. You got to keep up the good light fight with Jesus, and don't you give up. Even if Jesus isn't in your peripheral vision, just know that he is with you. And there are those of us who love you no matter who you are. We just want to see you saved. So please, Jesus, please get to those who don't know you and let them know that you're there. I have to say that because I was put in a situation today I didn't expect, and I am one of those who loves everyone and knows that Jesus will love you and redeem you no matter what you've done, no matter how you feel. Just know that it is not God's intention for you to leave this earth like that. And I pray for you all. I love you all. And I just wanted to pray for everyone. That's all.
Yeah, see what they're doing is it's sorcery, it's magic, using words and using phrases and using concepts and trying to implant those concepts in your minds, and you have to shut these things out. Live your life. Don't listen to what these organizations and these groups say. You live your life. Turn away from those messages and those people that are saying things that are hurting you, because that is their intent, is to hurt you and to destroy you. You don't have to let them win. All you have to do is turn away, live your life, and maybe, hopefully, somehow find your way to Christ. Find your way to God and understanding that there is a God. We couldn't exist without Him. All these concepts of how the world was created and all those things that they tell us is all deception.
Even those who are lost in the deception, there is a moment of redemption. There is a place and time in your life where you have that choice. And I just want you to know, no matter whatever you've done, whatever you feel, God is with you. And the moment you give up on that, that's when darkness falls. So just don't let any of this deception fool you into thinking that the best option is not to be here, because that is definitely not God's plan. And
Right.
I just promise you that God is with you no matter what. And you just have to see that.
And we're trying to show it to you and prove it to you on the show here. If you're new to the show, subscribe. Go back and watch some previous shows. Shannon and I have been at this for right at about a year and a half. Well, it is a year and a half now, pretty much. And we've done about 140 shows or something like that. And the whole message the whole time is just trying to help people understand the truth. Father has given me special eyes and special ears and a good mouth, a good sword, and a desire to seek the truth. And many of y'all guys wondered why I was interested in the supernatural show thing and why I've talked about all these weird things about the world and all this stuff. Hopefully, now you're starting to see why it's so important, because we have a high sorcerer, many of them running the world.
Yes.
We have one literally running our own country. And Kamala's no different. She's a witch.
Yes,
Biden, he's no different.
exactly.
They're all actors playing a role, trying to control your mind. That's why it's called government. To govern the mental. The governor is like a governor on a car or on a go-kart that keeps control of it and don't let it go too fast. It's government. Controlling of the mind. You remember George Bush back some years ago? He says, in my line of business, you have to repeat the propaganda until the truth sinks in.
Mm-hmm.
Remember him saying something like that?
Yep.
And what does Mr. T do? He repeats phrases over and over. He goes to the next stop, repeats phrases over and over.
Yep.
And keeps pushing. What he's doing, he's a professional sorcerer.
It's just like Disney, guys. Just like Disney. Just like
Yep.
all of these other.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, they are all giving you the same story over and over again, repeating it and traumatizing you while you take in these things. So you will, in essence, your subconscious is open to what it is that they're telling you.
Yep, exactly. All right, I'm going to try to finish up a few of these slides. I've got literally a ton more.
Thank you for giving me that chance to pray.
Yeah.
I just wanted to. I appreciate it.
Well, we're trying to help all people. We're not here just for people like us. Jesus wasn't here for people just like us. Jesus came, like you said, for everyone. He came to offer a redemption for all people. And this includes you. If you think you're in a place you're unredeemable, you're fooling yourself.
As a matter of fact, he went against those who thought they knew it all. They knew the law, but they were all sinning just the same. And those were the ones he got righteously angered with. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah. Okay, so the arrival of a deity. We're talking about a comet coming down with a bunch of stars following it, which is what happened with Comet Atlas. We've seen all those stars. I've shown the video on multiple shows now. Hindu mythology, what do they think about it? They said a comet leading other stars could signify the arrival of a powerful deity or cosmic force. For example, the comet might represent a god's chariot with the stars as attendants, meaning the angels as attendants, or celestial manifestation of divine energy. Let's see. Okay, this is Mesoamerican beliefs in Aztec and Mayans, Central America, South America. In Aztec and Mayan cosmology, celestial movements were seen as divine signs. A comet with stars could symbolize the arrival of a god or the beginning of a new cosmic era, possibly tied to creation or transformation. Guys, all these slides that I'm doing here, if you want to know ahead of time and be able to look through my slides, if you're a member of my channels, they're all on there. Meaning, if you're a member of me of my channel on YouTube, either Logic Before Authority or the Supernatural Show, if you become any member level, and you'll be able to see all my slides days in advance, or at least 1 or 2 days, but normally days in advance of me doing a show. You'll have the opportunity to read through ahead of time. Now let's look at a cosmic omen of change or upheaval, referring to the same subject in Chinese astrology. A comet accompanying stars could signify an extraordinary celestial event, foretelling great change. What did Obama promise? The comet might represent a ruler or transformative force, with the stars symbolizing followers or influencers. Such phenomenon might foretell the rise of a great leader, a new destiny, or the fall of an old order. Or in this case, the fall of the old order and the rise of what they want to do, which is called the New World Order, with the Antichrist at the helm. And if the Bible isn't getting real to you yet, I don't know what to say. Roman and medieval European beliefs. In European tradition, comets were seen as omens of significant events, often tied to rulers or wars. If accompanied by stars, it might signify the rise of a charismatic leader or celestial army. And before I even looked up what this stuff was going to say, what did I tell you it meant? I told you these same things. That's what it meant. All of these things I have foretold to you. Jewish apocalyptic texts. Book of Enoch. A comet leading stars might be interpreted as descent of divine judgment, with the comet symbolizing an angel or messenger of God leading other celestial forces. Christian revelation, such a sight could be interpreted as a sign of the end times, with the comet symbolizing a fiery angel or celestial harbinger leading others in a divine plan. Islamic astrology. In Islam, the appearance of unusual celestial phenomenon is often seen as a sign of the approaching judgment day. Mythological narratives of fallen beings. Fallen angels or spirits. If the stars appear to follow the comet as if pulled in its wake, it could be seen as symbolic of angels or spirits descending from heaven, possibly rebellious or exiled beings cast out with a leader like Lucifer in Christian tradition. You say, well, Daniel, that's already happened. No. The Bible tells us it will be like in the days of Noah. And what I tell you, what Daniel is telling you, is that all times repeat. And these things happen because humanity never learns, but there's always some good wheat, some good fruits that come out of these cycles, like what we're trying to be. But said that, go ahead, Shannon.
I was just going to say, let's recap real quick on the days of Noah. What was going on in the days of Noah? People had a lot of hate and very bad thoughts in their minds. They all ridiculed Noah for his
evil.
There was evil going on. But what else was going on? Why did the flood happen? What was going on to what angered God so much and realized there is so much going on that I need to wipe the whole entire earth clean.
All flesh was corrupted.
All flesh was corrupted. And a lot of that has to do with genetics.
Yep.
And what are we dealing with today? How much genetic manipulation are we dealing with today? And how much hate is out there in the everyday life? People just hating on you because of your skin color, because of your religious background, because of your class, whatever it is. So it's not something we haven't dealt with throughout all of history. There's always been that. But the amount of hate and discord and genetic manipulation that is happening now is very akin to the days of Noah. And that's why it's brought up so much in the Bible. In the days of Noah is the same as the last of the days, because we are going through that cycle again, and we're listening to all that black magic spell casting to divide us so intensely and to convince us that genetic manipulation is the way to change that.
Yeah. Not only were we modifying genetics, which is what all of a large part of what the snake bite was about.
It's in our food, it's in our water, it's in our air.
But it's just, it about blows my mind sometimes.
Transhumanism is an end goal. And when you realize the rise of AI, the fact that they want to put the neural link in our brain and make us part cyborg, that should tell you right then and there what times we're in. Because was this a possibility 100 years ago? No. A couple hundred years ago? No. But we know throughout mythology, throughout biblical history, throughout a lot of things, that this is something that's been in the world before. Well, now we're coming up upon that time.
Yep, we are. All right.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
This comment. No freak off parties, guys. But yeah.
Noah's sons have freak off parties. I don't know if they were having it, but it was going on.
It was going on. But P. Diddy wasn't back then.
Didn't we have known when he came out with his name being changed to P. Diddy? I mean, that sounds like a diddler, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, how did we miss that one coming?
Well, some of us didn't. We just.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
God, I mean, diddler. I mean, what is a diddler? We know what a diddler is. And what is a P diddler? Oh, man, come on. Really?
Come on, right? Oh, my God.
Guys, I've got a bunch more things to go through, but my mind's getting tired. You think it's easy to do this, but it ain't that easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish it up and put it out as a regular video. But then I'm coming back on Friday, and we're going to talk about. Well, let me show you what we're going to talk about. Just to remind y'all guys, in case you arrived late. Yeah, here we go. Now let me share the screen. Here we are. And no, I don't want that as my shared screen. There we go. And no, I don't want that as my shared screen. Jeez, what's the problem? Oh, there we go.
You, the enemy doesn't want us to speak out today. He's really.
Well, we're going to be talking about how it relates to this and how it relates to spars, which means spear in the definitions. I've already done all the research and everything. In every language out there, spars is tied to a spear, an arrow. And what is it that they say? The fiery darts that we'll be able to quench. The supernatural fiery darts. Okay. And the last show, if you didn't see it on Monday, this past Monday, you need to go see it if you haven't seen it, because I explain in detail how to use your voice, which is an invisible thing. You can't touch my voice. You can't touch yours. You might can record it, but you can't see it. It's an invisible thing. It's spiritual. This is why I said our tongue is a sword, because we can use it as part of the armor of God in order to defend ourselves against the fiery darts that are coming again. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at this, but what it goes into is the fact that this is going to be what we're dealing with next. Like this right here.
You know, it's like the zombie apocalypse.
Yep. That's exactly
it.
That's exactly what's on stage next, guys. I hate to tell you this, and I've been knowing it's coming. I've been seeing it, but we're just months away, and they're already talking about it in the news. This was put out today, and there's many other articles, way more than I pulled up here, showing you what this is.
See, this is what God showed me over and over again in the visions that I got in 2013, as well as dreams. And they're not giving you the whole zombie thing in film to just entertain you. It is predictive programming. And know when this happens, the only way to get through it is to call out to Jesus. That's all I've been shown.
Well, you fight the invisible with the invisible, which is your voice and the truth and the words, and you speak boldly. Please go back and watch the previous show. Here's a depiction of Apollo, which is, and the person playing the role of this is of course, he likes gold. It says that Apollo, all of his arrows are either made out of silver or gold. And as you can see in the background, here's the arrows back here. Here's this golden musical instrument. And I know it's hard to understand and relate how this works and why it's working the way it is, but it is what it is, and this, unfortunately, they're going to play out what they're going to play out. Put it that way. And I could tie in a million other things right now with all of this, but this is Apollo. All right, guys. Shannon, thank you for being here again today.
Yes, so sorry about the technical difficulties, guys. I do apologize. I'm going to get this fixed by Friday.
And like I said, guys, I need y'all guys' support. I'm still in a bad spot right now. My phone's offline, and I had a couple bills I had to pay, and I still don't have the money to take care of my taxes for this house. So I have faith, though, that Father will make a way. He will make a way, one way or another. I was going to say, just as a reminder, that my slides for the rest of probably another 50 slides, they're all on my LogicBeforeAuthority membership channel. I'm going to be also uploading them to the Supernatural Show membership channel as a way to be able to get more information to y'all guys without you have to already leave and go somewhere else or go on a website. I'm getting those to you so you can see them in advance and know what to expect that's coming on the shows. I think it's a reasonable thing. And so with that being said, we're going to use a shorter extra again today. It's only going to be that real short, what I call the TikTok blink. But and so I'm still trying to find time to update that extra again because it just takes quite a bit of time. And I think I just lost Shannon. Did. All right, guys. I love you. And we'll see you again on Friday because we got to keep this rolling because things are just coming fast before it breaks loose again. We just don't have much more time, guys. It's just a matter of, it's already starting. It's in the news already. It's the same stuff I've been predicting for how long now? I love you, and you're going to be okay. You don't need to be afraid. Pray. Learn how to control your emotions. Don't allow yourself to be fearful. Go to a private place and pray. You don't pray on the corner. That's why I don't pray on this channel very much. Because I'm not wanting to pray on the corner and say, hey, look at me, I'm praying. I'm special. I'm supposed to pray in private. In a closet with the door shut or in a bedroom with the door shut. Father answers prayers, or I wouldn't be standing here. I love you. And lastly, if you're able to support my work, support this channel, because it's all I do now for 15 years. The links are below the videos. I love you. We'll see you again in 2 days. We got to keep going. We don't have much time.